Hey guys, what's up? My name's Alicia if you're new here. In today's video, we're going to be creating this makeup look using a new release from One Size Beauty. So what I am talking about is the One Size Beauty and Disney Fantasia collab. I picked up two items. There were other things that came in this collection. So what I picked up is the highlighter, which retails for $36, and the eye and cheek palette, which retails for $49. There was an eyeliner, there was a mascara, there was a dual-ended lipstick, there was a makeup sponge, there was a makeup brush. I think that's it, but these are the things that spoke to me. So the highlighter is in Bit of Magic, and then the eyeshadow and cheek palette is in Unlock Your Magic. Now, I am a huge Disney fan, not really so much Fantasia. Fantasia, when I was a child, scared me. I did watch it a few times when I was older. However, it was like trippy times that I was watching that in, if you get what I'm saying. But nonetheless, I love Disney. I love Mickey. Very kind of controversial if you actually study Disney. They own a ton of shit. Like, look it up. It's crazy how much Disney controls. Just like, I know that's completely out there, but I think it's hella interesting. Anyway, that's not what this video is going to be about. This video is going to be about the palettes, and I want to go ahead and give you guys some swatches. All right, first off, let's start with the $36 highlighter. This is so cute. I absolutely love the packaging. It is magical like Disney. Disney is like the most magical, happiest place on earth, I swear. I love going to Disney. I still get excited about Disney. If you ask me at any point if I wanted to go to Disney, yes. I think it would be so cool to work there as well. Again, very controversial. I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff that goes around at Disney parks, but maybe that's another video for another day. Of course, you get a mirror in here, and then this is your highlighter shade here. I'm going to go ahead and give you a swatch. And this pan is super cool. I go more in depth in the tutorial portion of this video, so make sure you stay tuned for that because it's really, really cool and it's actually pretty magical itself. But here is that highlighter shade there. All right, next up, let's go ahead and get into the eye and cheek palette. So as I mentioned, this retails for $49, and here is the packaging. It looks exactly like the outer packaging, and let's go ahead and get into these swatches as well. This one, you are getting two different transformer shades, 4 eyeshadows, and then 4 blushes as well. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the transformer shades. I actually have both of these on my eyes. So first up, I have this one, which is Yenzid. And then second, I have Oh Boy. So as you can tell, this one is more like a blue purple, and this one is more of like a champagne, but it shifts like a silver. All right, and then for the 4 different eyeshadows, you've got Dream, Classical, Broomstick, and D minor. So here are your eyeshadow shades here. And then last up are the blushes. The blushes actually are what I was the most excited about as far as this palette goes. First off, you have got a matte blush, which is Symphony. That didn't swatch great, but again, it mainly matters how it applies to your cheeks, and I love One Size blush formula. Then you've got a shimmery peach blush, and oh my god, that is to die for. That is the shade Intermission. That would be a gorgeous eyeshadow as well. And then you've got a matte berry type of a blush that is in the shade Orchestra, and then a berry shimmer, which is in Finale. All right, so this is all the swatches of this collection as far as the color products go, other than the lipstick, like I said, which I did not pick up. All right, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Alright guys, I switched up my background a little bit. Let me know how you guys like it. I added this little sign right here, which I think is so cute. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started with the Fantasia and One Size Beauty Eye and Cheek palette. Alright guys, so here is the palette itself. It looks exactly like the outer packaging. I will say this is pretty thick and substantial. It's a pretty, just big palette in general. I do like that they included Mickey and the broomstick on the back. And then of course you can see your colors that come in this palette. So you've got 2 different Transformer shades that you can wear on your eyes or your cheeks. Then you have got 4 different eyeshadows that are in different finishes. And then you have got your 4 blushes. And of course, 2 of those are matte and 2 of those are going to be shimmer. Of course, you can mix and match this whole thing on your eyes and cheeks. And let's go ahead and get started. I also want to point out that the mirror on here has got Mickey, and then this actually opens up. In here you've got Mickey, and he is like pointing up to the fireworks. And in here it says, "Makeup is a one size fits all." It says, "Disney's magic has always inspired me to dream big. I hope this collection inspires you to reach for the stars." All right, from the Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette that I wore yesterday, I do have a little bit of staining. I have went ahead and prepped my eyelids with my MAC Painterly paint pot, but other than that, I don't have anything else on my face other than just like my skincare products. And we're gonna go ahead and go in. I'm gonna use a little fluffy blending brush. And I think what I'm going to do is actually go in between these 2 blush shades, and I'm going to use that as a crease color. When I think of Fantasia, I think of like Disney, of course, and his like blue hat. And so I wanted to play with the blue in this palette. And so I think that is what we're going to do with the eyes. To use that blue Transformer shifty shade. All right, so I just used windshield wiper motions and put those 2 blush shades mixed together on my crease. Now going back in with the same brush, I'm just going to go into Symphony this time, which is that more like peachy type of a blush. And I'm going to put that just on these outer edges, just to kind of help everything blend together nicely. All right, then I'm going to take a flat little shader brush and I'm going to go into D minor. This looks like a dark plummy type of a shade. However, when I swatched it, it looked more brown. So we'll have to see. Yeah, I would say definitely it applies brown. It does have like a red undertone, but this is definitely more of a brown type of a shadow. So basically what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to pack this dark color on the lid, and I'm going to pack the most intensity. So the first place I'm going to put my brush is like closer to the lash line. And then I'm going to kind of blend up into the crease. It's honestly kind of looking a little bit patchy. Like, do you see where it's like darker right here and then it's like lighter right there? And I'm, trying to pack this on where everything will be the same intensity, and it's like it's just not grabbing it. It's so weird. Yeah, this is not blending very well at all. So I'm very happy that we are going to be putting that Transformer shade over this, because right now this is not looking cute. Yeah, that is an absolutely awful shade in my opinion. Like, super duper patchy. You can see it like right here is where the most color stuck down, and then everywhere else I feel like just was not picking up the shadow and, you know, doing what it needed to. All right, now I'm going to take a little fluffy blending brush and I'm going to go back in between these two shades here, the blush shades, and I'm going to kind of blend this out. So right in the crease, I'm going to blend over that dark brown shade. All right, and now with my finger, I'm going to go in with this Yinzed shade here. And I'm going to pack this all over the lid. Wow. Thank goodness this Transformer shade is in here, because without it, this look would have been a wash off, a redo. That's what this look would have been. I think that looks almost like purple, honestly. I'm going to take a little tiny fluffy blending brush and I'm going to go back into that D minor shade that was just god awful, but I'm going to pack this on this outer corner and kind of blend it together. And up into the crease just a little bit as well, but only keeping that really out here on this outer corner. Right, and then going in with that first fluffy blending brush that we used, I'm going to brush all along the edges just to blend. All right, just because I'm curious, I'm going to take this Oh Boy shade and I want to pop this just like directly in the center. And then with a clean finger, I'm going to blend this out. All right, and then again, just running this brush, no additional product, right through the crease. Just because I don't want to have like little glitter flakes flying off onto my cheeks all day. So I really just make sure where my eye is going to be moving that there's no glitter particles in there. All right, so this looks pretty cool. It looks pretty dimensional, actually. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to go ahead and catch up the other eye, do some of the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I have on a good bit of the rest of my makeup. I'm going to run you guys through what I have on the rest of my face. So for the base, I decided I would use the One Size. This is the Turn Up the Base BBB cream. And I have mine in the shade Fair 2, which is fair with rosy undertones. It's a pretty dang good match for me. I would say this is for people that have oily skin. I have more dry skin. I can still make this work for me. It lasts all day, but I think the ideal person would have oily skin for this. And then for the concealer, I'm using the CoverGirl. This is the True Blend Undercover Concealer. I'm just trying to use this up. I have mine in the shade Classic Ivory. It is a really good concealer from the drugstore. Speaking of drugstore, the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Perfecting Powder is like, this reminds me so much of Charlotte Tilbury. I have went through multiple of these. I have mine in L4 through M1, which is light 4 to medium 1. And this is a pretty dang good match for me. As long as you get something around your skin tone, you're good. And then for bronzer, I did do a video with this recently. I will have it linked down below, but this is the Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer. I have mine in the shade 2 medium. And this is such a good bronzer. I really, really love it. Granted, I did just try it out, but it is just such a joy to use. And then for the brows, I did pull out this Nabla. This is the Read My Mind palette. I had this in my fall palettes video. I'll have that video linked down below in case you missed it. But I just used this matte brown shade here for my brows, and that's what I've been using pretty much every day. All right, I think that gets you guys pretty caught up. Now let's go ahead and finish off the lower lash line. For the lower lash line, I want to keep it really pretty simple. I'm going to take this D minor shade and I'm going to put that as close as I can to the lower lashes. And to do that, I'm just going to use an angled eyeliner brush. I think that the mattes in this shadow, or this D minor shade in particular, works great as like a liner because it is so pigmented, and it really does like stick down nicely. It just doesn't really blend that nice in my opinion. All right, so I'm going to kind of attach this to up here, the upper lash line, and then drag that down. I'm going to take that down to about midway on my eye. See? And then I'm going to take a little pencil brush, and with the pencil brush I'm going to go into this symphony color. All right, and with this I'm just going to smoke this shade out all along the lower lash line. All right, guys, last off for the eyes, I want to go into this dream shade, and that's what I want to put on the inner corner and the inner third of the lower lash line. So just using a pencil brush, I picked up some of that. Now this definitely has like a pink type of a shift to it, as you can tell. I'm gonna bring that up kind of in this inner part of the eye there. And then again, I am going to bring that on the lower lash line as well. All right, so that is it for the eyes. I'm going to go ahead, finish up the other eye, and put on my mascara. All right, guys, so the eyes are done. Honestly, I really like them. Really, really like them. More than I thought I would. Let's go ahead and get into the other products. All right, so I want to go ahead and jump into the highlighter because that is what I would normally apply next. This is the Bit of Magic highlighter, and wait until you see this highlighter. It is so, so cool. So here is the packaging here. I don't know if you can tell, but there are little Mickey heads, moons, and music notes on this packaging as well. And then you open it up, and here is the shade here. So as you can tell, again, there is like the Mickey head, there is a moon, you can see a star, music notes. So here is this. Now wait until I turn it around. So if you turn it this way, it's Mickey's face. Are you freaking kidding me? I just think that that is magical. I think it's so cool how they did that, and I really don't even want to touch it, but we are going to. So this is supposed to be like a high shine finish. This is vegan, it's free of sulfates, it's free of a bunch of stuff. I think it's free of fragrance, but there's supposed to be some type of oil that is like smoothing on your skin. It's also supposed to be a gel to powder formula, and yeah, let's just go ahead and get into this. I'm going to press very lightly because I don't want to mess this up. But here is the shade here. I usually like shades like this because it's almost like skin tone. Like as you can tell, this would like blend right into my skin tone. If I look close, there definitely are some glitter particles, as you can see there. I hope those don't come off on the face, but let's go ahead and go in. So I just got a little highlighter brush, and I'm just going to very gingerly brush this. Okay, so I'm just going to apply this to the high points of my face. I will say you can see little glitter particles, so I'm not, you know, the biggest fan of that. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of this on my shoulders as well. So that is what I would normally do. Anytime I have my shoulders out, I like to put a little bit of highlighter on them. All right, guys, again, so there is the highlighter. So cool. I think the design of this is the coolest part. If I'm being honest with myself, like the highlighter itself is not that great. It would be pretty fantastic if they did not include that glitter. However, I understand, you know, Fantasia, that's kind of like out there, you know what I mean? So maybe that's why they put so much glitter in these products across the board. But that would be my recommendation. This without the glitter would be ideal. All right, and then last up for this collection, I want to go into this palette for some of the blushes. All right, I kind of want to use both of these, but I more so was interested in these blushes. So I think I'm going to start there, and I may pull in a little bit of this peachy shade. All right, so with a fluffy brush, I actually want to dip in between both of those. That is pigmented. I'm going to put the rest of this over here. And hopefully I can blend this out. All right, so that doesn't look too bad. Now I'm going to go into that peachy shade, and I just am going to dip into that once and kind of blend over this with that peachy shade. Just to add a tiny bit of warmth, because we do have a little bit of that up top. I'm going to dip into it one more time on this cheek over here where we have so much product. Just to kind of help blend and smooth everything out. That is going to do it for the Fantasia collection that I picked up anyway. And I'm going to go ahead, put on a lipstick, and then I'll be back for my final thoughts. Okay, so to finish off the look, I put on my Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil, and this is in the shade Wherever Walnut. And I thought that this would be a fun one to put on the lips. I thought that this like lilac might bring out some of that blue purple. And this is the Ghost Gloss Brilliant in Pinky. So this is like from the Wet n Wild Pac-Man collection. I absolutely love this gloss. Wet n Wild glosses are really good if you have been sleeping on them. Alright guys, but yeah, this is the finished look. I really like it. Let me know what you guys think, but let's go through these products individually. Alright, first off, I want to start with the highlighter. Of course, I love the packaging. I really think that that is the best part about this highlighter, honestly. I mean, it does look pretty from far away, however, if I am looking close up at my skin, I definitely can see the glitter particles. So this is just not like, not a highlighter I would typically wear. However, I'm glad that I have this in my collection just because I freaking love Disney. And who knows, maybe one day I'll be into glitter. It's not my thing right now. I can't see it in the near future, but you never know. But yeah, I mean, the pan, you cannot deny how cool it is. I mean, it really is a really interesting design. Definitely like a collector's piece. But yeah, I don't think that you need this, to be honest with you. All right, and then as far as like the eye and cheek palette goes, I definitely think that this, out of the two things that I tried, was the bigger success. This one was $49. It is, like I said, pretty bulky. However, I do love the packaging because I am a Disney fan. So, I mean, I really like this. I like having Mickey on the back in color. out of this palette in general, I definitely think that these two Transformer shades right here, as well as these blushes, are kind of like the standouts for this. I do really like both of these eyeshadows that I tried. I honestly think using these two shades and that Oh Boy, which is that champagne silver type of a number, I think that would be really, really pretty and a more like everyday type of a look. However, I do like this look. It is a little bit bright and out there. However, I think it looks really good still. The blush formulas are absolutely beautiful, and as you could tell, you can use those on the eyes like we did. This shade I think you need, as far as like these Transformer type of shades, I think they really lend themselves nicely when you put them over a darker base. However, this eyeshadow formula on this matte was not anything impressive at all. But having said that, I also want to point out all of the wasted space in this palette. I think you could have condensed this down to a palette half this size, and I would have liked it a whole lot better. Just throwing that out there. But this is an okay palette. It's not one that I'm going to see myself using like over and over. I don't see it becoming a favorite is what I mean. But when I want to do a sparkly, very like shifty type of a look, I definitely could see pulling this out. And like I said, I do want to try a more like brown tone neutral look with this. If you guys are interested in that, then let me know and I would be happy to do it. But out of everything, the Transformer shades and the blushes are where it's at with this one. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.